Guys, haven't done a review in a while, so I figured why not do something on a figure I recently used in a stop motion. So here we have Art's Charizard. Taking a look at the box, it's pretty nice, I'd say. It's about as big as my hand. I don't even know how much my hand is in inches or anything, so that's a pretty bad comparison, but whatever. As you can see, it says Art's here. Lizard on has a black and white picture of Charizard, and his eyes are blue. Get it to stand out a bit more. It says Pokemon, all that crap on the bottom. Bandai on the top. It's nice too. We've got that same Charizard decal along with a nice. It would have been really cool if they had a sticker of this included, but they don't. But whatever. Figure's enough already. Got another cool holographic thing here. It's even a little bit texturized. And same thing with the other side of the box. This guy's tail stretches out. And here on the back, you see Japanese writing. If anyone knows what that means, please let me know because I can't read Japanese. But here you get to see all the different poses that he can do, and then some. Personally, I don't have him pose anything like any of these. So let's get to the actual figure. We have it, folks. Charizard himself. And I don't know if you guys played Red or Blue. Like, come on, who hasn't? This guy was always my favorite. I always chose Charmander. I chose Squirtle once, and I made it all the way to, like, what? Cerulean City, and I was like, nah, I'm not having this. So I restarted the game and chose Charmander again. Anyways, let's get to the figure itself. So here you can see it's pretty nice looking. We got some really nice coloring there. Just fix the light so you can see that paint shading. See, it's not just one shade of blue, which is really cool. High attention to detail right there. Look at that nice dark cerulean, and the teal on the wing. He is a tangerine-ish orange. There's not much shading on tangerine parts except for the head here. You can see that right in there. Focus up. Focus. There we go. Right there. That's where the shading is mostly with the orange parts. You got some on the back of the wing as well. I guess for like bones or whatnot. Shows bones where they would be if he was real. As far as the belly, it's just a fairly eggy yellow all the way through. Kind of like a melted butter color. Got them on the bottom of his feet as well. He's got his white claws there. Let's see if he has blue eyes. Yep, he actually does have blue eyes. Focus. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. So he actually does have those blue eyes right in there and some white for like a glisten on his eye or something like that. And the rest of his eyes are white as usual. As far as his actual mouth, it's pretty nice. Got his 4 teeth there. He wouldn't be able to eat any veggies. I'm not sure how he would chew that stupid Poke food that Brock always gave out in the show, but whatever. His tongue is a nice pink there, and we got a darker, what is that? Dark magenta, fuchsia, in the bottom of his mouth. Contrast. And yeah. As far as articulation goes, this guy, like any other Bandai figure, is pretty damn specced out. So we've got the head that can move. Well, the head's on the ball joint there. And personally, I find his head a little bit iffy because it can get stuck if you don't move this ball joint with the head. And you'll get like some funky looking neck poses there. And his neck, you got to pay attention to that too because this piece here is actually 2 different lengths. If you can see that, it's cut on a slant there. So I'm guessing that this is the back. It would be kind of weird if the short end was the back. Anyways, head moves up and down. Head moves down about that far. Moves up about this much. It does rotate side to side. You can go 360. Get some exorcism movement going on there. As far as his neck, you can move up and down, and it's pretty much the same thing as the head. Kind of like a serpent almost. Woo! Anyways, arms. He's kind of like a T-Rex with 3 claws. His arms aren't his most endearing feature here, but he does have a bicep swivel here, shoulder rotation. His shoulders only rotate about that much, and it's probably because of the wing here. You can, I guess you can't really lift the wing. We'll get to that later. But yeah, shoulders move all the way back though, so you can get in some nice flight poses later on. As far as the bicep, he does have a bicep curling action here, an elbow joint His wrists can swivel all the way around, and they do not really move up and down so much. It's more of a loose ball joint on the figure, so that's about as much as you get there. As far as the wings, which I think is the coolest part of the figure, and I'll say why I don't think the tail is in a second. You get a kind of panel forward rotation there. It can kind of rotate back again. They're segmented, so this part can go in that much. You can uncurl that again. The same thing with the bottom of the wing. You can actually get him like the pose on the back of the box, covering himself from a hydro pump or something. And yeah, that's about it for the wing. You can rotate it like this, but I don't think Charizard ever had his wings like that. And he looks kind of like a bird if you do that. So, other side is pretty much the same thing. Get into his leg now, his big ass thighs here. He can rotate it all the way up about that much. His arm's in the way. Let's see if we can rotate it. Pretty much 360. You can hear the squeakiness on the joints there. That's a sign of a sturdy joint, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, so that's the thigh. As far as the lower leg, it doesn't really rotate on its own, which is fine because with the ankle / foot, you've got all the articulation you could ever ask for right there. Alright. So as far as the tail goes, I did like it upon opening it first, but you can see you get a great deal of articulation with all the segments here, but the thing is, it's very, very fragile. For instance, I'll just let you guys see what I mean when I move it around. Anyways, I'm going to go right ahead and pop this tail joint off, just so you guys can see. It's on a big ball joint. He stands fine without the tail. There is this piece here, so if you ever do pop the tail off, make sure you don't lose this, because then it's not going to hinder articulation or anything, but it's just going to make your figure look whack, because it's meant to cover up this giant gap here. Anyway, so that's pretty much what the tail looks like inside. Stand it up like some weird plant, or some coral on fire coral. That's about as long as it gets, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. The tail, this end part where the ember of his fire, whatever you want to call it, is really, really flimsy. You can move it around, but you've got to be very, very delicate with it. And you only get about that much verticality off of it. So yeah, so that's as much verticality, if you want to call it, that you get out of the end piece here. You can make it look like a bit more by obviously rounding the other segments here. This part of the tail I like. It's very sturdy. Knock it on the table, it doesn't fall off. Otherwise, you do get rotation out of the tail, about that much only. I'll hold it this way, so which way is better? This way. It's very stiff, which is a good thing. The other thing is, you really wouldn't want much more rotation than that, I'm guessing, because of these paint lines here. It's just going to make the figure look whack when you pose it if you have an upside down tail. But yeah, let's go ahead and pop that right on. And this thing is kind of squishy as well, so make sure you don't really play around too much with that. If you're unsure which way to go on and you still don't know after looking at the yellow paint, this side, ladies and gentlemen, is up. You can see that right there. So this is how you pop the tail back on. What I like to do is just go with this side first. And let's give Charizard an enema. Alright there. Another thing I forgot to mention was obviously the mouth opens and closes about this much. And they also threw in some little tongue articulation to make him look like he's salivating or something, or some kind of dog. He does come with a base, and this little fireball effect part, I'm not too sure which attack this would be, but I guess it would just be flamethrower. But it is quite nice. There is some translucency there. Translucency. Say that with me. Get the camera to focus to show you the mix of the colors that they use in here. It's kind of like a pumpkin orange. There you go, pumpkin orange and like a yellow, hints of yellow. Majority of it's red, and you can see the peg holes on the bottom right there. And it comes with this stand. There is no clasp on the end of this one. What's different about the Dragon Ball Z figures made by SH Figuarts is there's obviously a giant Pokeball in here. which is cool. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and plug the fireball thing on, like so. And, you know, overall, everything, the figure and the stand and everything is pretty sturdy. Hang on, let me just open this guy's mouth here. There! Everything's pretty sturdy. I mean, overall, I love this figure. Charizard's a kick-ass Pokemon. And I would highly recommend you pick this up if you're looking to get something pokey style. So yeah, that has been my review on Bandai D-Art's Charizard. Again, fantastic figure. Highly recommend you pick this one up. And this is probably how I'm going to have mine posed. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below, and I'll catch you guys later.